The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League, and it's coming home as the Ravens are on the shirt. And if you're like me, you might have been jumping up and down during that last one. What a treat it was. It took every ounce of professional strength I have not to dive into the interview room while Lottie was chatting to Seany and just sing at the top of my lungs. But now that that's out of the way, professionalism now will flow back into the show. My name is Miles Ross, joining me is Chance, and we have got an absolute wonder of a series ahead of us today. My man, how you doing?
I mean, I'm doing all right. Like, it's a little bit weird because, like, I'm looking at my kitchen wall, but, like, pretending that it's you. So it's a strange time. It's a strange day, you know, but, like, we have some great matches of Call of Duty to hopefully, you know, make things a little bit more normal for me.
No, right on. Well, we've got a fun one today. As I say, again, Toronto Ultra going up now against Atlanta FaZe, and we will introduce our teams and get into this match as quickly as possible. And as it's their home series, we've got to do them first. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Ultra.
Yeah. I'ma get right in my bag. Why you gonna try to get mad? Everybody wanna keep up. Don't you know I move too fast? I'ma zip right past. Drip all on my swag. Why you trying to size me up? You don't wanna try your luck. Hot as a stove, what did you know? Burn like coal, yeah, you know I go. Way too hot, yeah, really too cold. I'ma keep going till I hit my goals. Better get back when I'm in my zone. Do it for the ones that I know back home. Did it myself, they ain't put me on. But you crawl back if you hear that tone. Another level.
One team of Brits to almost another one. Toronto Ultra have made a bit of a team change. We've seen Methods take the bench and Insight come in, and he's had a fantastic debut in the league so far. Vance, Cammy, and Kleenex will be backing him up. This new wonder kid doing what he can to turn heads in the league, and so far, I think he's built quite a rabid fan base after an incredible performance against the LA Thieves. Still unable to pick up the win there. But again, for Toronto, I think it's a bit of a rough and rocky period, Chance. You know, they've got a bit of change ahead of them. Now a deeply tough opponent. I honestly think this is a good test for them all in all, but where do you see these two teams right now?
Well, I mean, the answer is very easy for FaZe. Number one, without question, almost in every single game mode, so that one's fairly obvious. For Toronto, though, still like a lot to be figured out, right? Like, Insight was dropping bombs in Search and Destroy, but even still, like, it was a shaky game mode as the team. Obviously, they're going to have kinks to work out. Obviously, they're going to have maps where they need to sort of figure out how Insight likes to play, film into the team, yada, yada, yada. So we just need to see him get more repetitions in, and well, FaZe is the perfect team to have him go against because you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You got to figure out exactly how they stack up.
Yeah, I do think we actually had a tweet from Insight where he said something along the lines of, I want to play against the very best in the world, or I'm loving playing against the very best in the world. Well, mate, here you go. You're going to be going up against some of the finest in the land. Let's meet Atlanta FaZe, four of the most mighty players in the league right now. You have to hand it to them. Arcitys, Cellium, aBeZy, Simp. Time after time, we end up screaming their names, and with very, very good reason. All around, a fantastic squad. They have certainly taken Search and Destroy by the quite literal horns, and it's their game mode, man. I mean, no one can really come that close to them. And as far as everything else goes, predominantly squeaky clean. Chance, you looked at the stats just a little bit earlier today. You know, realistically, on paper, Toronto don't have much of a shot in this series. But in the actual game, I mean, we're hoping to see a change.
Yeah, hopefully going to see a change or at least a decent fight because Toronto, surprisingly, was actually the very first team to take Atlanta FaZe down and Search and Destroy. They did it about a month ago on Raid. So Toronto, there's definitely some magic sort of spice potential in the mix, especially with the new man on the roster. But it was kind of comical when our stats guy Tyler sent us the information for this series. Just looking at the comparison, the number of things throughout the league that Atlanta FaZe is #1 in, it is completely ridiculous from top to bottom. But just to take a look at the maps and modes, there is a couple interesting things in this series. The first thing that grabs my attention is that raid control. Toronto repeatedly goes to this, but they're 2-5 on the map. They have not had a great deal of success at all, but they keep trying it time and time again. And another thing I thought was interesting as well, Toronto bans out Miami Search and Destroy, which in my mind, I saw what Insight could do on the map. I kind of would have expected them to feel confident, but instead they get rid of Miami, and that opens up the door to Moscow, where FaZe is 4-0. So some strange pick and bans. Toronto playing with fire. See exactly how they can handle it.
I get a feeling that they're basically just trying to broaden the map pool right now. They're trying to get as many reps with Insight as possible, to be frank. But here we go. We're about to dive into map number 1. We're going to Garrison of what should be a very fun series indeed. Atlanta FaZe, of course, are reigning champs coming in from Major number 1. Here in the group, looking to put a few more map wins on the board. Toronto Ultra, it may be their home series, but they have got one hell of an opponent today, Chance. Here we go, mate. Let's get into Garrison.
You got the S&D strats as well, just kicking it off for the respawns as well. You know, FaZe is gonna, well, the devil's in the details. They'll take full advantage for the weapon swaps. Bans with some nice wall bangs, but oh so quick, it will be FaZe that actually get inside the hill. Be it not for a very long time. A nice little scrappy start after this Garrison hardpoint.
Yeah, very scrappy indeed, but a smooth run now from Ultra, as smooth as the frames right now hopefully are on YouTube. We love you fans, we hope you're enjoying the show. Everyone got everything sorted, and so far so good, baby! We're good to be back! Arcitys with a nice 2-piece, so is going to get this well and truly blown wide open. All things considered, it's a decent amount of time either way for both teams. Now you're looking at that rotation. It's Toronto that want to make the play all in all, but you've basically got an Atlanta FaZe there, first and foremost. It's going to be a bounce now to try to find these kills through these players on bricks. Little Semtex goes through. aBeZy and Arcitys making this very, very difficult for him. And again, this is just demonstrating the importance of that next hard point, the importance of making that rotation. And Benjamin Bance, okay, can you get Arcitys as well? That would have been a little bit of too much of an ask. But either way, the squad's now lining up for the push. The spawns have been changed quite a lot. This could work out for Toronto.
Maybe just so, but Cellium right now in the back just trying to hold the line himself. Green is going to be an issue because Cammy's sitting inside, and honestly, the patience from Cammy there is on point just to buy his teammates time to get to the hill. You see Cellium, well, he knew the pressure was coming in from all angles, so solid place for that retake on P2. Just a little fact for you, FaZe is actually the second best P2 team in the game on Garrison, so Toronto to get that early break. Put some wind in their sails, but there's an example of why they're so good, because they don't even have to have control of the hill. They can just walk right through and take it from you at any given moment. And the rotational gunfights aBeZy coming out on top, takes down Insight, setting up FaZe long term, already with that 20-point lead, trying to run this score up.
They are indeed. Arcitys doesn't quite finish these players, so he's got to have a little think about this one, and that just about may bite him, but we'll see how we go. Toronto, see those 4 arrows making their way through the middle of the map. Arcitys managing to stay alive, wins a big one. That was huge. Cleanix there on the immediate trade, but 2 members of FaZe now on point. Cleanix has got to win a big one against Simp now in the 1v1. Arcitys is going to be coming in off spawn. Not a whole lot these players can do. This should be an easy hold from FaZe. We'll now wait for the remaining members of Toronto Ultra to make their way forward. Bance and Insight now lining up. We talked this youngster up in a big, big way to start things off yesterday, and so far, a little slower start here in the hard point, but hey, takes a bit of time to get these boys going. For Ultra now, again, trying to make these breaks, Chance, and it is so hard to get through Cellium in positions like that. He is on an absolute run right now, and again, the individual fights all go in the way of FaZe. Disgusting stuff.
I mean, FaZe right now, #1 hardpoint team in the game, and I tell you, occasionally it seems like they sort of put themselves in, not a rut necessarily, but just in a situation where they're constantly having to break these hills, where they don't get that early rotation, they fight for the scrap time, get that, but lose the rotation anew. And they're successful when they're playing the games like that. Now they're getting these early rotations, and well, you see they got the 80-point lead, and now here's the opportunity, right? If they can make this break, things could get devastating, and for Toronto, they're just trying to lock it down. All this pressure coming from Green aLLeY.
Here comes the pressure now. While the aggression starts to mount, we're trying to see Toronto get themselves back into this one. Let's go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in. The boys in purple themselves, Toronto Ultra.
Side. Jumped off floor and jumped off floor. Absolute top floor. So we kept top floor. Jumped off.
Yep, stay over here.
What trophy?
Simp's hit right, man. Simp's gone. Simp's cat stairs.
Still
Simp's cat stairs.
just top floating. Still top floating.
I'm
Left
across
side.
gold right now.
Yep, still left side. Gotta wrap.
I don't see Cell
Hasn't
top
crossed gold
floor.
yet.
Cell's floating.
No trophy, but I can't.
I'm just
Just
gonna hold
stuck
this.
me, man.
Oh, fuck.
It's crossing now, crossing now.
Cross gold now. We're gonna spawn out. We're gonna spawn out.
Yeah, we're gonna spawn out now.
James in gold. Yeah, we spawned out. Nice is fine.
Oh, I see.
Take out.
Satellite.
Yeah, one's plat. Close plat. Easy dead. We can hold Cell.
That
Nice,
nice.
good
For our season,
Wait,
just
just
wait.
Side breaks. He's pushing up.
One
Pushing up
back gold,
Break
I
salad.
see.
Break salad. Break
Might be
salad.
time now.
Back gold.
Okay.
Rick Sally, man. Just come right. One shot.
Yeah, I don't see how deep.
On right.
He's
On right.
behind the jet. He's behind the green.
I'm right. He's on the green.
Actually, yeah. I spawn behind him. I spawn behind him.
One
I
front
spawn
gold.
behind
One
him.
in gold. One in gold.
So heady.
Nice. Kill me, man.
I can't see.
I see
gold,
him
so-
top.
Yeah.
Top crate.
Sim's
Same,
close.
that
Back
one's
alley.
still
Close back alley. Sim's find the thing.
Right,
Yeah,
one.
our season Sim there, green. Yeah, I spawned them back.
Who hit? Tell me. Simp one shot. Behind satellite.
Near time.
Behind satellite.
Trevor.
Behind satellite.
And a triple sec. Went to bricks.
Yeah,
Into bricks.
Top cap.
I'm
Coming
left.
left. Tell stop
On left,
cap.
on left,
One shot
on left.
line.
Simp.
He's gone to the close left corner.
Simp's on left.
Close left,
He's
close
top
right,
green,
so-
top green, Simp, top green.
Oh my, Miles, I gotta call my therapist. I just feel depressed after that listening, man. It's just so much dead space in the comms, just a bunch of sighs, and like, there's just times where it's only one guy talking. That felt completely off. I now feel like I'm losing to Atlanta FaZe. I feel like I'm being overwhelmed. That was just a tough little stretch for him, and well, maybe it makes sense. They are down by 100 points, and when you got guys like Simp, not even going off, just doing his normal thing, sitting at 14-9.
14-9. It is a devastating performance so far from Atlanta FaZe. To be expected, though. Again, Garrison, a strong one for them regardless. We will see, though. Hardpoint still sitting in the hands of Atlanta for the time being. Again, eyes on the minimap. You do have some favorable spawns for the moment for the Toronto players. It's all over the place, to be honest. They're spawning out by P3. They've got the players up by the top side of the map as well. A couple of kills going the way now of Toronto. Cellium up top once again, just going insane. I mean, he seems to be winning these massive individual fights, but overall, only 13-12. Big wins nonetheless. Cammy managing to find a few more there. We have Atlanta now lined up for the next hardpoint. 20 seconds-ish before it pops. Again, Arcitys just great shots watching the cross. That QBZ really coming into effect in a big way. But here comes the break, and it's not going to work out. Simp's going to land those shots and chance. It does feel tough. It feels like Toronto Ultra's having the wind sucked clean out of their sails. It is just relentless now from FaZe here on Garrison.
I mean, they just need an Energizer Bunny in the comms or like someone just to get things going. Obviously, it's a struggle for the moment. And well, we're back to P2. FaZe's bread and butter. You see the approach, Cammy once again. He's going to be the guy in green while all of his teammates trying to go around. And at least the first gunfight going their way, Bance is actually able to sneak into arches, but they are just getting chopped down one by one. And aBeZy now dealing with the spawners. Split spawns come through, but FaZe, they're reading it. Simp's covered outer, and good news for Insight. He wins that gunfight, stripping away quite a bit of time from FaZe. And it looks like Toronto, at least a successful break, admittedly. Maybe not going to be able to get too much time, but still a good spot. They even are going to be able to get those rotations to the next hill.
If they win their kills, I mean, this is sweet. So far, it's working out a little bit. The contest is going to be there, up over the top. Insight is going to help out with Bance. Going to find that kill. There's 10 seconds remaining on this one. And all in all, not a bad look. Insight can grab a few more moments here. Very precious ones at that. As we see CleanX now alone, defending the hard point as best he can as it flips over, and it's a nice trade, but again, just look at them all over the place like rats scurrying off of a sinking ship. It's FaZe everywhere. They managed to get themselves into the point. Spawn's good for Toronto now. They're going to be in the back, and there's an opportunity here for them to maybe make the pinch. aBeZy tagged up, but oh my sweet Christmas, the man is still alive. He did not die. He's still good. You can see Ultra lined up over towards the hard point. No one able to really dip a toe in there and get the point. It's going to come down to these kills. Bance lying in wait. Shots are there. aBeZy, unbelievable tags. Oh my word, Arcitys finds the second as well. All the best laid plans ruined by Atlanta FaZe sheer dominance and individual prowess. It is absurd. 200 points now, crack chance. And my, it's going to take quite the comeback to bring Ultra back into this one.
And I will say that the comms we heard earlier from Toronto obviously were not it, but what FaZe just put together for that play, their comms had to have been on point. Cellium actually does just a genius thing, pushing out outside of the hill and making sure he gets the cutoff from like front green, just because he knows one player spawns out, and they actually set up the trap perfectly, get that clean 4 wipe, and well, obviously, they've been converting this into a dominant performance. Good news for Toronto, though, no 100-point club just yet. How much fight they have in them to try to work on this comeback.
Well, they've got to pull something out, over 100 points at the very least by now. We have FaZe in position, can potentially win it here. Insight upstairs takes a big one from aBeZy. Now Bance trying to make his way forward, and he is on an absolute rampage. aBeZy is certainly unkillable right now. Can he find any more out of this one? No. Cammy now from above. We're going to see the clock still ticking in favor of FaZe, and already it's just starting to dim. The lights are starting to go out now for Ultra here on Garrison. A slip slide and a right punch from Cammy. He's going to get the hard point for now, and it was a wonderful play, but is it enough? Look at that scoreline, 242 to 113, and climbing now for Ultra. They've got so much to do, Chance. It's such a difficult task. Got to play perfect from here on out.
I mean, I'm thinking, well, less play perfect, more just get the guns warm from map 2. Try to find a little bit of life towards the end, and don't just get wiped. Clean 4 down. It's happened to him quite a few times. And well, Cammy, the last man in the hill, gets wiped out. It's the clean 4 down, but hey, if you're going to get dropped, at least make sure you have those spawns for new. And so far, so good. Toronto, not quite out of it yet.
Nice bit of work from Toronto there. We saw the team shots come through. Great awareness all around. We can see Arcitys Just on the outside of the hill here. Great work up close with the QBZ. One more on the other side of the point. It's going to be out he goes. Can't quite win the fight against Insight, but aBeZy there for the trade. Simp winning the gunfights on the outside of the map now as well. And in the point, Atlanta go. This could be it. Final few seconds. Cleanix had to win that fight just to stop the clock. And oh boy, Atlanta FaZe. What a dominant performance that was. Map number 1, that is gone. What a blur that was.
Just add it to the notebook, write that one down, and move on to next for both of these teams. FaZe didn't even need to break a sweat to make that happen. And again, they had quite a few hills, or at least that third one, that they effectively were playing perfectly, even when they were not getting those spawns. Efficient work from the team at the top. You would expect nothing less. Again, just to backtrack to the listening, I'm just kind of hoping for Toronto that like someone's mic was just like turned off and we just couldn't hear them. There was a lot more chatter, but again, there was no small talk, no energy, pretty much nothing. If they want to beat this team of Atlanta FaZe, they're going to need to bounce back incredibly quickly. Go down 0-2, and that's a good luck, have fun sort of situation.
Yeah, I do want to sort of go back to that listening, because it was a very low energy listening, very, very flat coming in from Ultra there. Not what you expect of a squad that, you know, has got a lot of talk about them right now for being a bit of an underdog and an up-and-comer, especially in this home series. What we saw out of them against LA Thieves was wonderful. Quick look at the stats there, and I just think it's like that was a contest between two teams who had recently made changes, who were trying to figure themselves out, both of them going through a little bit of identity crisis, and it was much more of a close competition. Atlanta FaZe right now, this is a well-seasoned team. This is a major winning team. They're not going to be in the same sort of state, but wow, what a performance from Atlanta FaZe to kick this one off. We'll see if Toronto Ultra can pull this one back when we get into that Search and Destroy up next. They've done it before. Let's see if they can do it again. Let's go to a quick commercial break, friends. When we come back, more Call of Duty action for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I get mine. You get yours. Who gon' ride? What you do it for? New design. New accord. Yeah, do or die. Yeah. Hey, look, everybody with it. Eyes super heavy. I'm moving steady right through the city. Lift it. My foot up on the gas. Get a better way of what you want to Michelin. Ties tied away. Better ride that or you swimming with the fishes. Try not to get offended. My spaceship is coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Whether it's snapbacks, strapbacks, or knits, get ready to rip your squad with all new CDL headwear. Collection available exclusively at Mitchell and Ness. Some say that these hats are even found on top of the CDL operators as well. I'm sure you've got your skins. I see nothing but player skins there in league play, and baby, do I love it. Chance, I don't know about you, man, but I've started to create a sort of like a grading system based on what skin I see in game and how aggressive I should be in that gunfight. And I won't say it just yet, but I'll tell you a little bit later on who I challenge the most. But there we go. So our game field keys to victory first and foremost, chance for Atlanta FaZe. But I mean, do they need these keys? Like, they're looking fine.
I mean, riding keys for Atlanta FaZe, they're at the point where they can pretty much just do whatever they want. Like, wake up, show up, make sure you're like talking to each other, and you'll be good to go. But I think the rotations for these guys is important. We touched on it just for a bit in the middle of the game. Sometimes they don't really have those early rotations. They're having to constantly break, and well, when they do that, they're incredibly good at it as well. But when they get those rotations, they are sound. They lock down those full 60s. then just for the secondary point for control, win that, they're going to win the series in my mind without a shadow of a doubt, because there's no way they lose either both the respawns or both searches.
Well, chance we saw the hard point go the way of Atlanta, but now the game fuel keys to victory for Toronto Ultra. Let's talk a little bit about raid control.
Well, the raid control, I mean, it's what, a 50-50 split between offense and defense, and this is a mode that they have played this map 7 times so far throughout this year, a 2-5 record, and on offensive rounds specifically, they're 3-9. So they keep going back to this map, but they have not had a ton of success, and well, it's on offense where they are finding their problems. It was pretty much across the board, every single player with a negative KD on that side as well. So they need to figure out where to put the pressure inside of Kitchen, try to get that money control. Whatever these guys need to do, they need to figure it out quick. As for that secondary key, well, the only way in my mind they're going to take down FaZe again and search and destroy. Insight's going to have to pop off again, especially going to a Moscow where FaZe are a perfect 4-0.
Well, perfect 4-0.
I mean,
It's
good luck, have
tough.
fun.
It's going to be tough, but again, it is not impossible by any stretch of the imagination. Right now, we've seen Toronto Ultra bring the Thunder to tougher teams in Search and Destroy, and now one of the finest opponents they can have, if not the finest, when it comes to the game mode, masters of the craft. But this is going to be a great test for them all in all. Again, I think this series, whether it's going to be a win, lose, or draw, whatever happens for them, you can't draw. You know what I mean? It's a turn of phrase. But I think whatever happens to them, Toronto, it's all learning experiences right now. And how far they can push Atlanta FaZe is a great indicator for future success. But chance, here we go. Heavy stack for Ultra on A. Cellium at the jump up.
You can see FaZe, their strat right now, they are just playing hardcore for information. You got Arcitys that's watching the middle of the map to see if anyone crosses Daskys. Cellium obviously with the jump up, watching outer. I don't believe he's able to spot either of these players, but Toronto, they're trusting their setup. They haven't seen anything either. No reason to make any pushes on the rotation with stuns coming through. Well, Bance knows he just needs to wait and FaZe. They're wrapping back. The push is getting ready to come through.
Here comes, slow but sure, but here we go. The wind-up punch, Atlanta FaZe. Here they go around the corner. Cleanix 1, tags up 2. aBeZy's going to be on the trades, camming on the outside of the bomb site. Now it's a 2v1. aBeZy drops dead. Toronto Ultra, that was a fast one. Very, very well played on the trades there. Atlanta FaZe, they started to stack up in somewhat, but again, a hard-fought battle. Mastery with the trades there, Craft.
And that is purely just trust in your setup, trust that it's going to work, and make sure you're getting the right play calls against FaZe. No one crosses outer street. You don't have to go for any crazy rotations. Just make sure they double up outer, and it was trades on trades on trades. And even if Cammy wasn't able to win that final gunfight, well, Insight would have been in the mix. Try to clean up that last guy, so job well done for round 1, and hopefully Toronto, that just gives them some rays of sunshine, a little bit of life, just to bounce back.
Only my teammates in league play traded that well. Jeremy Stud. Jeremy Stud. Round 2. Very, very different look in the second round. We're seeing much more presence in mid. aBeZy. Oh, those tags were great. Not enough to get the kill, though. Big damage. Maybe 1 or 2 more to get it done. But with that, we know the play's up. It's going to be bomb site push. We're going to get the arm down quickly. You can see Ultra, they've managed to get a couple of players there on the defense. Arcitys just on the outside of the apartment building here, stacked up. They're trying to find an opening through the window. There's a couple of routes they can take to get inside and onto the bomb site, and Simp's gone for the first. And once again, it's 2 Ultra players, one of them laying prone, one of them by the window. But they've got every angle covered right now. This is going to be a tough break for FaZe, but they go straight on in, and it's going to be Simp lands the 2. And with that, you can have a clean sweep. And oh my god, the tiny terrors. They cut on through. Arcitys may have dealt the damage. He drops early. But that was a fantastic retake from FaZe.
I'm pretty sure they just got that retake so quickly, Simp didn't realize that they had killed all 4 by the end of it. Here's a look at the bait and switch towards the end. Simp knows there's 2. Cellium slides out for him. Both guns tracking Cell. Simp, easy kills for him. And again, that's just about perfect S&D on both sides, right? On defense. Toronto was putting in work, but the shoulders from Arcitys just peeking out of street, playing for information. Simp not just throwing away his life, trying to slide in to check the guy on bomb, just making sure you're playing with your teammates. Efficient work in search and destroy. And if I was FaZe, I might be rethinking how you want to approach A. Again, the stack that Toronto had on defense last time was on point. It looks like adjustments have been made. The bomb carrier switched to Simp. That means they're probably playing a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, hyper-aggressive. Subs go forward. Arcitys holds the back line. Vance finds his first. Cellium helps out from the side as well. And again, the good trades. Up from Bricks comes Cleanix. He gets his. And with that, the A-bomb site is relatively safe. But man, what a fight that was. Quick and dirty. Now it's going to be Arcitys on the slow flank. And again, he was playing towards the backside of their spawn, making sure no one came through the hotel side of the map. Now he will make his way through the offices slowly but surely. And it's on Insight to check this one. CleanX may have a good angle on this. They know the bomb's down there, but oh, hello. We like this little angle. Over the trash, Arcitys around the corner. Oh my, it was a valiant effort. Toronto, they stay strong, 2-1.
I believe it's going to be CleanX that ends up with the best play, but I'll say Bance had the most important kill by far. The reason Cellium had to look towards that corner and not check out of bricks is because Bance wins that first one on aBeZy. Every gun that has to make sure you go for that trade, and that is the opening for CleanX to move up the map. So shout out to the Banty Castle putting in work. He was actually the thorn in the side of FaZe in the S&D that they won just a month ago on raid. Up like a 2.4 KD, something insane. Absolute unit on the map. Obviously, S&D woes have been a focus for the young man, but right now 4-3 for him.
Oh,
solid start.
I think CleanX, did he see aBeZy? Was he checking his minimap? Yeah, he saw him. There he is. Bance. Nice first blood. Good comms there from Ultra, not letting that situation get out of hand. Bance, again, having a fantastic Moscow hardpoint so far. Characteristically unpredictable when it comes to his performances in Search and Destroy, which is a good and bad thing, I suppose, depending on which side of the Ultra fan base you're on. With a man advantage now, we're going to be hitting the A site, and again, it's all on Cellium for the defense here. Simp's making his way up, but he's going to be a little late to this party, and here comes the aggression. Cell, what a spot to be in. Fantastic shots there with the Krig. Makes it that bit more manageable, and here comes the rest of the FaZe reinforcements. Simp's on the point. Toronto have dithered ever so slightly and allowed FaZe to reinforce the point. Arcitys finds tags, 2 more. It's all onto Insight. 1v3. FaZe have held this incredibly well. Not even Insight can get it done there. Chance, that to me felt like Ultra had all the advantage in the world and just couldn't finish.
Well, I mean, they really just had the one advantage, and now they're just having the extra man. That was the only thing they were able to produce. But again, FaZe just played around it perfectly right. Cellium doesn't get baited by the fact that they called out, what, 3 players pushing down the street or through gold. He stays at A, plays for the information. As soon as he gets it, well, his teammates knew that the rap was coming through, and just playing around the lives perfectly. Anytime you have that outer bricks control, getting the picks is always a little bit easier from the defensive side, especially when you get that much clearance. So honestly, just job well done by FaZe in the 3v4.
Great stuff. And they had that one player on the bomb site. Cell just got so many big tags, big kills. So now trying to catch a few more in the mid, but again, it's going to be that opening blood going the way of FaZe. Bomb slowly making its way towards a CleanX on the defense. Nice tags. Smart move just to get out of there while the get is good. It'll be a very, very different situation now for Toronto Ultra. Shoes on the other foot in the 3v4 push on towards A. Not quite as quick to make the wrap. And it does look like aBeZy's just trying to make sure the B bomb site's all clear, making sure no one comes through mid. Arcitys, full control of the bomb site. Cellium wins the battle by the bushes. Now CleanX, nice tags. First, not able to get the second though as well. Insight, oh boy, manages to just look back and forward, gets a single kill. But once again, FaZe come out on top. That's 2 strong rounds.
I mean, this is 2 almost perfect rounds when it comes to teamwork. The number of times you got someone from Toronto putting shots into a player and they're just able to stay alive, get out with their life, and then their full health teammate is there for the challenge. It is constant. You got Simp flying through checkers to go to Eskies. Insight gets a half second to get the kill. Can't get it because the movement's too clean, and then they're gone. It is just time after time. The baiting and switching is completely on point. Simp, by the way, 7-2 on a 4 spree. Frankly, you're just playing against a bunch of machines right now in FaZe. Even when they're getting these first bloods, Toronto's still having a little bit of trouble.
I mean, again, for those of you watching at home trying to learn a thing or two for your league play runs, hold hands with your teammates. Try to shoot the same players. Try not to charge at exactly the same time. And we're going to see what happens now. This is an aggressive hit on B for Ultra. Great stick from Bance. Going to open up that fight. CleanX watching the flank. Here comes the remaining reinforcements from FaZe. aBeZy, though. Oh, my God. What a sneaky man. Cammy, great timing. Cuts off one of the players making their way forward. Cellium now on the wrap, trying to make this a little bit easier in the 1v3. If he can make his way into the bomb site, this could be great. That is fantastic patience. Oh, my God. There's the shots. CleanX goes down. 1v2 now for Cellium. Can't quite get it done. Ultra. Oh, boy. They hold firm. Chance 3-3.
FaZe dropped the ball. They should have ninja defused. They had 2 golden opportunities just to crawl right up to that bad boy and get the job done. That was very much just FaZe finding themselves in between, like the entire Toronto team. aBeZy just by his lonesome. Insight somehow didn't get spotted, and then Cellium, well, just had some good timing to get in point. Good news for Toronto, though. No Ninja Diffuses, no funny business coming through, and a nice bounce back round. Another first blood that does go their way, and this time more successful. Honestly, I think for Toronto, aggression is really key. If you get the first blood, just keep on charging through, at least on offense.
Quick overview of the map there. We're seeing much more of a boulevard hit now from Atlanta FaZe. Those two players making their way forward. aBeZy right there in mid-map. Checking that half-wall position, checking the players coming in out of that B site. Toronto not necessarily unaware of this one. They are in a defensive position where they can be fed that information, and it's going to be on insight. Number 3, he's by the boulevard. I don't think he saw anything cross over. So now you know that they may be in the bomb site at the very least. Going for a cheeky poke, there's Cammy. The play is definitely on, and the bomb's about to be armed. See how Toronto answer back. Straight 4v4 retake chance.
You gotta wait for Vance as well, but while they're trying to wait, aBeZy does not care. The round is over outside of a Vance 1v4. Dear God, talk about a team that trusts their retakes and just gets eviscerated on the swing. Vance, at the very least, is playing fast, is able to get 1 kill on Simp, but yeah, no hope of winning that one.
Oh,
that is just it's an aBeZy thing. There's like, few players are gonna make that type of play, and he doesn't even get the best play. I don't know how his 2-piece wasn't it. Whatever. I guess Cellium's putting in work with the trades. But again, after you get the bomb down, you are effectively trapped in laundry, right? You had Insight that's watching the outer street. He's got the cuts if you fly out the back door. Obviously, everyone else on the side of Toronto outside of Vance is there for the other like window and door coverage. aBeZy just doesn't care. No fear in that man's heart. Makes the play, wins the round, and well, Toronto, again, aggression might be key for him. They got a 3v3 on site. Insight's looking mid-map for him.
Yeah, those two islands holding the back lines. Cellium on the poke. There's the first. Perfect timing with aBeZy there to jump over the top of that statue. A-bomb site is now dangerous. Arcitys caught at least a few players on the cross. Tags are there. Here come the hounds of FaZe to pick up the scraps left there by Master Arcitys, and he's going to find a couple. Cell, brilliant timing. It is a clinical piece of work right now from FaZe. Just to put him on map point. Insight in the 1v2. Not an impossible situation to be in. He will recover that bomb. Cellium watching over that B-bomb site. There it is. The plays from behind. Atlanta FaZe. Absolute dominance on Moscow. I don't know what the Russian is for dominance, but I bet it sounds cool.
I don't know if I've ever heard a word said in Russian that didn't just sound completely badass. Like, it's just constant.
Oh, I got a good one. No. I got a good one for you. So this is the word for turtle is chiripashka. Chiripashka. Doesn't that sound funny? What a fun word, eh?
It definitely does not sound like turtle to me, but whether or not they're being stuck turtled in their base or being picked apart, Toronto just getting caught out. Even the positioning from Cammy last round, he just gets no help in the gunfight from some. He's coming up bricks. Cell's going to win that 10 out of 10 times.
Ignite up over the top. Doesn't find any information, but you have to still be guessing that there could be a chance to play here. FaZe weighing up their options. Bomb's going to maybe go through mid right now. They don't have to commit to this A push. Ants sees a cell. Eyes are on him. Knows he's there.
Oh, and look at the bait, by the way. Number 3 Insight, he just wrapped back, or maybe his teammates are kind of helping him watch the cross to B, but yeah, Toronto, they still have this A-site triple stack. They're waiting for the pressure. By the way, bomb's just not here. Insight, though, massive first blood, and that should be the idea to his teammate that, hey, the bomb's going down at B, but either way, you now got a 4 versus 3 retake, and Cellium is nowhere near the bomb. He's going to be trying to make a late flank play.
Late flank play might be great, but the way that we're seeing this one go down from Ultra, it may be too late. Here comes the 3-man push. The submachine gun's now getting in close. Breach and clear, boys. Through the window they go. Simps are completely left the site. Good tags, but CleanX is already on the defuse. Anyone eyes on the bomb. Insight's going to try to find someone down street. Cell's on the flank, though. Cell, great job. Eyes on the minimap. Here comes the fight, though. 20 seconds left on the clock. The kills are going through. Straight 2v2 now. You've still got players either side of this apartment building. They're going to be able to make the pinch. Eyes on the clock. There's going to be a player on the defuse. Cell's going to check it. There's going to be the kills coming through once again. And Atlanta FaZe, as clinical as you like. 6-3 in the search and destroy. And this is a truly dominant performance from our major champions.
I mean, Miles, look, it's not like I had the answers of how to crack the code of this Atlanta FaZe team, but I will say when you go into the pick and bans, you had an option. Do you want to take him on Miami or do you want to try him on Moscow? Well, you saw the attempt did not go well. I'd be face palming as well as, well, FaZe has worked their way to a 5-0 record on that map. You see the work that they put in, man. It is absolutely clinical from start to finish.
Losing is learning, winning is teaching. I think Baby Yoda said that. The Toronto Ultra now, again, it's a lot to take away. It may seem sort of all down and it does hurt to lose in the moment, but for them right now, it's easy for them to walk away and go, right, well, this is what they did to us. Here's how we improve from this situation. So you have to be taking these moments as and when they come. And there you go. Stats on screen. It was a big one from Cellium. 11 and 6 overall. We saw the role he played as the island player, making sure that the flanks were good. The deceptive plays, again, tricking those members of Ultra to go to opposite bomb sites where he was. All, you name it, mate. Fantastic stuff all round. 10 and 4 for Simp. Chance, the masterclass continues from the boys of Atlanta FaZe. We will be seeing in our tactical play, our US Army tactical play round 5, some magical teamwork from the Atlantean Warriors. Chance, walk us through this one, mate. It was like poetry in motion.
I mean, again, I was going to say that the stats page, the one thing it doesn't show is the teamwork there. Simp, again, there are just incredibly small moments of opportunities you're going to get against this team. But if you don't get those kills, nothing's going to happen. And you're just going to see a handful of players from FaZe getting made one shot, staying alive, and their teammates immediately picking up those kills. It's just constant, the swarm that they have. There's a shot. Simp is one shot. Cellium's there for the trade. Now you got Cellium that gets killed. Well, guess who? Simp is now there for the trades. And then Arcitys, well, he gets dropped. Guess what? Simp is there for the trades. It's one thing that the stats don't always show. Teamwork like that is just next level. It's on point, and the communication that has to be behind that is as good as it gets. FaZe, obviously, just another day in the office.
Another day in the office from the boys of Atlanta FaZe. Well, that's it. We're down 2 maps in the series. We're going to have to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, it's raid control. Does Toronto Ultra have a couple of tricks up their sleeves? We'll find out after this break.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance. We offer insurance that's made for the military community to help them easily protect what they've worked hard for.
I hope my mic is loud and clear enough. I think it is.
Hey! Oh, wake up the neighbors.
Hi, hello. Oh, you hear me now?
Quick look at the stats. Checkmate was a good one.
What's that?
Should be here, yep.
I don't know about this shirt. It looks yellow, but it could mess up with the green, and I just don't want to be seen through.
That is what I see as well there, TJHaLy.
shot clinical back. I'm so excited.
Actually, my fan on level 2 in here. You're good to go.
How you doing? We haven't got the time. For me to tell you how I'm doing.
Went up the broadcast like that and be like, bro, we can't even talk about it. We
Ain't
got
got the
matches today. Let's not.
What up, big T man? Let's this show up. Look at like an odd shade. Like, I know they match our shade and stuff.
I got some good on both these teams for both Garrison and Moscow Hardpoint. You know what? Let's play Crossroads for the first time ever.
All right, good news though, the pick'ems have been respected.
Apparently we're the wrong size though. We're the right size? I can't tell.
Can't see the MV, I'm just happy to be here.
Give them the energy.
I bet the chat is on fire right now, bloody hell. That was the caster comms, powered by Astro. All season long, you'll be getting a little glimpse into the shenanigans that happens while we're on commercial breaks and you're watching the Dragons commercial. But now we get back into the action. The Atlanta FaZe taking on Toronto Ultra. And honestly, it is a massacre so far. Atlanta FaZe, there's something special in the air, mate. They're just too strong. Let's have a quick look at the stats so far. Again, this is the overall KD. We're looking at 2020 and 2021. And as you can see, Chance, in 2020, it was very good. And this season, also very, very good.
I mean, there's just zero surprise, I'd say, for this stat line. This is a team that spent, what, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 finals, whatever it was that they were in last year. Like, their narrative was basically, oh, they keep choking in the finals. Which, of course, the flip side of that is they keep getting to the finals, and even still, they won a few of them. So it's just a team that's been on the top for quite some time. And I'll be honest with the Toronto Ultra social media guy, man. I don't know if they believe that or not. This series has been tough. Let me tell you.
Always believe. This is your social soundboard powered by Astro. It's match point for Atlanta FaZe. Like, they're correct. It does sort of feel easy AF at times, but the Ultra team are correct. This is the perfect time, if not the only time, to start committing to the reverse sweep. It's going to be a raid control, and again, I think for Ultra, it's just learnings from here on out. Insight's brand new to the squad, respectively, and with a flick of his hair and a flick of his wrist and the twist of his thumbs, he could turn this series around. But who knows? It's going to be a tough one to do against Atlanta FaZe. But look, I've been saying this for a long time. When it comes to FaZe, like, yes, they're going to be a dominant team, but when it comes to that major, if you want to win that tournament, you need to beat FaZe in the bracket. Because beating FaZe in the grand final with how good they're looking in Search and Destroy is nearly impossible. And I will be saying that until someone does it. And then I will demand that they tattoo my quote across their body somewhere. Until we get to that point, Chance, you have to do what you can to just get better at Search and Destroy. Because gosh darn it, FaZe are so good.
I would say for a tattoo of that status, that's got to be at least 1 million retweets. You'd be crazy to have a lower number than that, but see if that ever happens. But you're exactly correct. You're that dominant pretty much across all game modes. They are the puzzle that needs to be solved across the league. And admittedly, a few teams have gotten close. They've certainly not unbeatable on any given map. It's really just the consistency that these guys bring to the table. So far on raid offense, well, nice little start just to try to get that middle map control, but you see the idea from FaZe. They're working over towards B. Great.
Yep, 3-man B push. aBeZy's going to get that first touch. Again, from that position, just by the rock. You know he can lay down. The nades will be going through there. Cammy obviously doesn't have any left. Nice slide out, though. Good shots. Arcitys, though, will have his number. And with that, it's going to be 3 guys on the B zone. And this is going to be a fast cap. This is real speedy. Insight, nice spot to be in, but aBeZy makes the readsies, gets the kills. The second ticket B is almost complete. We still have 2 players on the point at this time, so it's pretty much done. Ants with a nice big win. Slows this one right down. Arcitys taking a lounge there by the daybed, just getting his tan on in the Hollywood sun. B zone chance gone.
B-zone gone, quick and easy for these guys, and Arcitys, well, 3-0 start for him. Simp's got 5. I mean, across the board, I know you're shocked by this information, but the stats and kills right now for FaZe, kind of good. aBeZy, by the way, working on the full flank. Good news for Toronto. He does get chopped down in ring control for the moment, still in the hands. Canadian team. Of course, FaZe, though, they're playing it like Surge. They need one good break, and well, this hill's going to be theirs.
Yeah, they're very decisive, man. When it comes to that one good break, they're in. PaulEhx just being toyed with by Simp there. Simp was making noise, slip sliding around. Meanwhile, the rest of Atlanta FaZe was coming to get the kill. That's just the way they roll. Simp finds 2-piece there. aBeZy's not going to lose that shot. A single shot fight there in the middle of the map. Now you've got FaZe on point. First stick now starting to dwindle away. It's quick. It's very decisive from FaZe once again. Bance with a nice 2-piece to try to leave it up some of this pressure, and he's immediately trying to get those players out of the arc side of the building. And oh boy, Cell, nice win. Insight with the immediate trades. Good stuff all around. Now Toronto trying to keep these players off of it. But that first ticket A has gone. Another shot now at the ring for Atlanta FaZe.
FaZe has shown off the teamwork at times, and they've shown off the 1v1 gun skill at times, but now maybe it's Toronto's turn. That is about 4 or 5 kills for them in a row. They're still down by 4 lives, and Cammy, by the way, next level. He's over here waiting for the late flank to come through, picks up 2 big ones. Now only down by 2 lives, and while Cammy's got bedroom, the rest of his team stacked up around Art. Toronto obviously well in this, and we're back to another S&D round.
I like it. I mean, this is a weird fight if I've ever seen one, but Bance, he manages to walk away with at least a sort of a team kill in that situation, so all good. Lives looking relatively even. 7 for Toronto, 8 now for FaZe. CleanX, he's in trouble. Timing may have just befallen him there. The Simp kill comes through. aBeZy now pushes through from up top. I don't believe there's too many trophies there, but Bance once again on the flank. Finds one, tags into the second. No lives left now for Ultra. 2 players go down. There's only 3 lives remaining. 4 now for FaZe. 25 seconds on the clock. You have 3 players left now for Ultra versus the 4 of FaZe. Bance spawns on the other side of the map. It's on Insight to find a tremendous opening kill. And no, Simp with the 74U across map gets it done. Now it comes to CleanX alone, and FaZe will cut him to ribbons. First round goes to FaZe.
And I mean, look, you could talk about any number of things that could have gone just a little bit better, but even that gunfight at the end that Simp just drops Insight from the top rope, if you just back down, don't take the gunfight, or because you have the Krig, just win it outright. But he could just back away, play safe. Bance will have the free kill. Like, you can play around the life situation, but maybe just a slight mishap, or maybe just clean shots coming in from Simp. But either way, nice defensive round that got a little bit dicey. But the issue for Toronto on this map has been their offenses, 3-9 in round count. Despite the fact that across the league, it's about 50-50 on offense and defense. This is where they need to figure something out. It is a 4-man A push off the rip.
Call of Duty fans, you know the drill. It's time to go to an Astro Gaming. Listen in with Atlanta FaZe aBeZy.
I'm not seeing. They're coming to me.
Tag him.
Where'd he go? Clicks the bottom pool right away. Hitting it right away. Hitting right away.
Inside garage. One.
Clean
next on me. One shot.
I'm coming. Go away.
I'm in it.
Cut out. I mean, not cut out.
Couple.
I can go open.
Couple laps to that shit on child there. I was big dicking him. Jump down.
One B.
Yeah, there's 2 there. There's 3 there.
Last one.
One
B.
He jumped up. He got up.
Yeah, what's Cammy on their side? Cut out, clean next.
Two steps.
I'm one shot, I'm going cut out.
Here.
I'm going to the back, I'm going core with you. No,
Tiki. I pull
Flash.
him. He's rocks.
Yeah, they're all B.
He's out on the pool house watching his pitch. He's watching.
Yeah, I'm in.
Tiki, Cammy.
I'm in, guys.
Cammy weak. Cammy weak, Alec.
One B still.
I got your side out.
One B, Chris. I'm in.
Well, Chance, what do we make of the comms? I'm hearing a lot of BDE, big time energy in there, mate. That's all I can say.
Oh, they got all of that and then some. I mean, the small talk is good. And honestly, you could just look at the comms there purely from Arcitys' perspective, and you get about what you want. The confidence from hearing what your teammates do on the map is great. Even calling inside to be like, hey, we know he's under bedroom. He's just watching the flank. You guys are good to push from pool steps. It is just top to bottom. FaZe just, again, sort of achieve that flow state for the moment. But Cammy, make things a little bit dicey. You got to imagine the swarm is going to be quick. So he goes for the chow. Nice wins there. Easy able to pick up the next one, but Cammy bought his teammates time at least to get near the point.
FaZe. Insight, you got to go too late. Fraction of a second before the contest was there, but you still have Atlanta all over that point. Set up for true success here. There is not a lot you can do. I mean, and this was the opening. This was just before we threw to the listening. Jesus, aBeZy. He went on a 5 or maybe a 6 spree before finally going down. Unbelievable stuff out of young Faris.
Say probably one of the impressive things from the comms of aBeZy after that is you just heard him. He called out like 7 things in the span of a half a second. Called out that a guy saw him crossing pool steps. Called out that he was gonna die. Then he was like, wait, I had nice shots. Then called out dead. He just does it twice as fast as I can just think. Players are wired for the moment. And well, FaZe, we saw him do it on round 1 on offense. They are right back to going to this B point. The first time they were perfect, had no problems at all. Arcitys trying to set himself up to do the exact same thing once again. The trade's coming through, and well, aBeZy knows that he can't quite get out. He's trying to look for some spawn kills. He's forcing him back. Mondry trying to line up these kills. Gets one, gets away, plays his life. Perfect so far from him.
I mean, look at the movement. Just look at the way he is running through these players. That's 5. But again, it feels like, is he our marquee match player? Is he the featured player? Like, we're not getting off aBeZy.
Look, bro,
there's no reason to.
He's
He's just
unkillable,
unreal
dude.
right now. The marquee match is the next one, but you may as well have given it to him here. That was a great spree. Not a lot of kills to find on the map, but the man seems to be doing it all himself. 19 and 11 overall. 19-14 for his Tiny Terror counterpart Simp. The rest of the squad also doing a lovely bit of work. All 4 of them on the A zone now. See you later. Now, watch the push. 2 of them going to be going laundry side. Simp's going to make his way through middle. And aBeZy, I think he might be tying his shoes right now. I'm not sure.
Streaks?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Doing some jumping jacks?
That's a much more
exercises?
reasonable and sensible suggestion. But right now, back over to B we go. And again, Ultra have got a great setup. They have all angles covered. It's going to be communication now and hopefully winning those individual gunfights that's really going to seal the deal and buy some time for them.
I mean, right now for Toronto, I mean, they are obviously not aware of it, but they are playing a 4 versus 3, at least for the moment. FaZe, though, you don't want to count them out, even a man down. They are still double hitting around back, and actually, yeah, aBeZy just going to bite the dust, so I guess we do get a true look at the 3 versus 4, because the guys in the back are still getting these kills. I'm genuinely concerned for Toronto in this moment.
Here we go. Sim's already on point. Here comes the quick push. Nice movement out and about, though. It doesn't like Kleenex dies on the outside, and that's going to be another big kill from Arcitys. He wins a big one on point. Huge work. And again, Simp doesn't even have to kill people to be dangerous. He just has to be there. It just has to...
They're going to do this 3v4. They're going to do this 3v4.
So we have lost aBeZy. We have lost aBeZy. We are going to play the round through to the end of this one. That's the wording from the refs, but aBeZy's dropped. Here we go. Just this round will be played through to the finish. Of course, if Atlanta win it, they win it. If Toronto do... Stay tuned.
My concern is over now that they at least got clearance back to the point. Now they're getting the kill. So Toronto at this point certainly not going to drop the ball with the man advantage, but there was certainly at least some mild cause for concern, or maybe I'm just too wired up to be prepared. Either way, handling the man advantage nice and clean. Of course, maybe even just playing for kills. No idea how it gets orchestrated for defense and this and that, but at the very least in the slaying category, clearly FaZe has been able to keep that advantage strong through the first 2 rounds, and even here, they're still up by a life, so still on point is FaZe. I guess we get to see what the problem is from young Ferris.
Yeah, so we do lose aBeZy in that round. That's absolutely fine. Toronto will take the round win. We will most likely now end the game, get back to the lobby, get aBeZy back into the match, and run this from the 2-1 scoreline we currently have. I will wait for official confirmation on that one. I kind of just went, I went cowboy there, boys and girls, but let's go for a quick commercial break while we figure out exactly what's going on and allow these players to get back into the game. So we'll be right back with a quick update as to what's going on in this series after this.
Pulled up with the cups and the cake. Count a few bucks when the money inflates. I ain't in a rush cause we did it my way. But there's money right here, so you better not trip. Oh, yeah. Shawty don't trip, yeah. Shawty don't trip, check. Shawty don't, ayy, yeah. Shawty don't trip, shawty don't trip, yeah. Shawty don't trip.
Welcome back to the Call of Duty League, friends. We are just getting through what was a slight technical hiccup there. We lost aBeZy from that last one. The man was simply too hot for the game. And I think some sort of like, the game just kicked him out. They saw him as like something wrong there. They had to remove him. I don't know. aBeZy's back though. We're just waiting on full confirmation from the refs. Should get him in the game shortly. As you can see, everyone on FaZe looking at something, whatever it is. We're watching something happen there. But we're going to look at the quick scope now, brought to you by Scump. Once again, statistically, Atlanta FaZe, not necessarily the anomaly. They certainly are best in class. Little nerds. But look at those stats, Chance. Unbelievable.
I mean, I just like the fact that Arcitys is just dancing in the camera, like he's just having a grand old time. But maybe a couple smiles on the face of Toronto. We need to update the keys to victory. Hey, just make sure one of them gets scanner repair or whatever the hell happened. Playing 4v3 and make sure it's not that much easier, but certainly good to be back. But this is what pretty much the rest of the league at this point is going to be up against. Unfortunately, they do not have the #1 KD in hardpoint, but they do have the #1 record. Also in control, they're dropping the ball just a little bit. I think they're the second best overall team, so FaZe maybe slacking off just a little bit in that third game mode. These guys really need to get back to scrims.
They're quite frankly disgraceful.
I'm completely kidding. I'm just very sarcastic in case there's confusion. These guys are just
quite frankly disgraceful seeing that second place there when so far they have been very, very dominant thus far in the league. But we're again waiting to get aBeZy back into this lobby. He's almost there, friends. We can assure you this one he's looking quite ready, but we'll see. Again, we have one eye. This eye is looking towards the lobby. This one is looking towards you. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, so far, Chance, I mean, we're going to play this obviously as the score was set there. So we do give Toronto that round because it was deep into it. So we'll be 2-1 going into this as an opportunity for Toronto to pull this one back. But the way things are looking right now, I mean, FaZe, like, they're very, very good. It's tough to get around this one. Toronto's still in that sort of forming process of the team where we've got insight coming from methods. They've still got a couple of kinks to work out. Hey, Chance, one thing we love in the CDL, it's kinks. And let's see if they can get through this one.
Oh, right, you are, Miles. And I'd say, if I remember correctly, it should be Toronto back on offense, which, again, just to sort of stay on theme for these guys, that's been the problem. They did not win the first offense against FaZe this time around. And obviously, being down 2-1, that is exactly what they need to do. Find an offensive win. If there's any strap for it, probably start off the round not getting 3-pieced by aBeZy. Maybe if you know he plays by ring, go for a B hit off the rip. Just try not to deal with him because man has been putting in work all series long. Actually, not really. In the hardpoint, he didn't have to do a lot. His teammates did, but, you know, he's still a force on the map.
Well, I've received official confirmation from the refs here. We are not going to run with that scoreline. We're going to replay that entire round. So the scoreline will currently be Atlanta FaZe sitting at 2-0, and we will play that one as if aBeZy never dropped. Obviously, it's difficult. We can't replicate the trophy setup everyone had. aBeZy didn't have streaks, so that's out the window. Who cares about that? But we will be playing that one. Atlanta will be attacking. They will be on offense. There's an A for you. Let's get it. We're going to load into the game shortly, and it could be a one and done. A few moments away from getting this one into this, but here we go. Let's have a look at Toronto Ultra now while we're waiting for these players to get involved and make sure there's no issues so far. This is Ultra's record so far this season. Now, again, Chance, a little bit of a skewed somewhat because, of course, a lot of this taking into consideration methods run during the team, but all in all, you can't be too disappointed. This is a squad that's had a couple of nice ups and downs, but so far, again, this series aside, I think high hopes for Toronto Ultra.
Well, I think something interesting about this is just the fact that S&D, at least in terms of KD, and I think their overall record reflects that, is their search and destroy not the finest. And well, it's only been brief. We've only seen them on 3 maps, and at least the first 2, Insight put in work in that game mode. Maybe that's part of where their head is at, saying, hey, maybe close to Zinni for a 1-for-1 for the respawns. Maybe he's got the bump in that game mode. Of course, very early on, and we still have to see a lot more from this young man before we get a clear-cut look at exactly what the state of Toronto is going to be. Frankly, for these guys, it is genuinely not a fun match for them to have to be for their second series with a brand new team. But again, it's about testing your mettle, seeing exactly where you stand, and you get the opportunity to see if they can get that bounce back. Maybe a small gift of aBeZy lagging out for a second crack at the control. See what they can bring to the table. Is everyone on FaZe just looking to the left?
Looking to the left. you know, you feel fine.
Is like Crowder there? Is he just off to the side?
He could be. They might be looking at the whatever the screen is on the left. That might be where the ref lives, but who knows? But there we go. Smiles all around for Atlanta FaZe. Again, we need to see Toronto Ultra win 3 straight rounds of control. We are going to be seeing them go into this on defense first, as though things were exactly in that previous round before aBeZy, the man on your screen, disconnected. But again, we are almost ready to get back into this one again, bar any surprise problems. But hey, these things happen. We're working on the internet with computers and electricity, and these things happen. But nonetheless, everyone's rebounding in a great way. Good vibes all round. Cammy, he did ruin that the moment I said it. But I think Cammy's in more of a state of deep reflection, you know, just thinking about like right now it's just 3 rounds, and if you can, again, as a blessing, if you do have aBeZy drop out, this is a great string of maps against a top team in tournament settings for Insight to get more reps for Ultra Chance, because again, he's still a baby in the squad, right? He's still a wee bebe, and he has to get more reps with the team. It's as simple as that.
Simple as that, and maybe even just visualizing every single possible outcome, which includes Toronto's wins. I think, honestly, one factor a lot of these like challengers kids, when they get brought up, bring to the table, is just like their ferociousness of like their just willingness. Like they come in with an ego. Like if you're at the top of challengers, you're probably used to smoking a bunch of people. You get in the pros, you feel like your gun's hot, so you just play aggressive and play with all the confidence in the world. Confidence is king in Call of Duty. Obviously, that is a factor as to why FaZe is 1, so good, and 2, when teams play against FaZe, they always just look completely defeated. I did appreciate where Merc's head was at. He tweeted out earlier just the player reaction cams after playing FaZe and how everyone just kicked back, just with their hands up in the air like, what is going on? Need to make a montage by the end of the year of reactions after dealing with this team.
Yeah, everyone's going to have a different way of responding to this one. Sadness, grief, you know. Acceptance, you know, we're going to go through the full stages, mate. But again, almost ready to get back into this game, friends. We are playing from 2-0 up FaZe. They will be attacking in this round when we get back into the game. Toronto Ultra need 3 straight rounds to win. We will have a little thing on the screen that shows you exactly what's going on, and I'll probably remind you from time to time. But again, we hope you're enjoying the show. We hope you're enjoying these games. Toronto Ultra home series has been a blinder so far. Yesterday's games were incredible, bar the slight technical hiccups we had, and today, so far, I mean, it's wonderful to see London get their first win. Commiserations again to LAG, but 3-0. PaulEhx just too hot right now, and Toronto Ultra looking down a very, very difficult 3-0 defeat themselves. Of course, our Game Fuel marquee matchup coming up later today. New York Subliners taking on LA Thieves. If that's a bloody 3-0, I'd be very surprised, Chance. I'd be very surprised indeed.
I mean, it could be a 3-0, and it could go in either direction, but if it is, it's going to be a very close 3-0. Last time they played, actually, I think Thieves 3-0'd them in literally every single map down to the wire. 9-point game in the hard point, went to a round 11, and even a round 5 in the control. So 3-0 doesn't mean it wasn't close. Of course, that just means that at the end of the day, I think that match is just going to be an absolute battle. I really do. Both of these teams, like Thieves kind of has the vibe of like they haven't quite reached their full potential. But even still, they have what, the 4th or 5th best overall record in the league. New York is right there with them. So similar teams, tied in CDL points. We'll match to see who gets that breakaway move, but Billy Miles, I'm starving for raid control. Starving for it.
We came so close. There's been one more issue. It's been a matchmaking issue. We'll get back to this one. Quick commercial break. We're resetting the lobby. Don't go anywhere. Toronto need 3 straight in a row. We'll see if they can do it after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We are still waiting to get these players back in the lobbies. I don't know whose fault it is, but I'm looking to blame one of the Atlanta boys. It might be aBeZy. He was playing very well, but that doesn't mean he can stop us now. I'm trying to get back into the game. It's all good fun. We're trying to get this match underway again. Still sitting in halfway through control, or just over halfway. We're almost through it. We're almost there. We can see the players joining the lobby. We're getting there. Watch out for those big hands. They'll get you as well. Chance, we're going to talk about rookies, mate. We're going to talk about the rookies, the come up of the rookies, and the rise of the Challengers players into the league. PaulEhx obviously had an amazing show today, man. Big love to Paul. Again, shout out the London Royal Ravens. Great job from them. But look at that. Across the board, every single one of these players has had their great shining moment. They've all brought a massive amount to their team. Have you got a personal fave? And be honest.
That's actually an interesting question. Maybe personal favorite to watch is kind of Neptune, just because any of that like fast-natured gameplay, flying out of wherever, is always entertaining. PaulEhx is probably one I'm most interested in watching more of, just because, again, running through the challenger scene, the man was on point. I want to see how much he can do, but really, it's just take your pick. It is going to be a battle for Rookie of the Year, and even for Insight specifically, I mean, it's one of those things, like we say rookie, he's been competing since like AW, right? He's had 5-6 years under his belt. It's been a while, and even when Cleanex got picked up, formed the Toronto Ultra, it was because of his performance at Champs back in Black Ops 4. Well, he was teaming with Insight at that moment, so just a little bit of a connection there. But again, all these guys have been around the block. You just got to make sure, carry that confidence into your match. It was actually PaulEhx I had in mind when I made that comment earlier.
I do believe PaulEhx, I think Nameless mentioned something about this today, that he has something in the line of 30+ online tournament victories. So let's face it, the man's been around the block a few times. He knows his way through an online competition. But here we go, we're into the game, friends. Now, the actual game score will be Atlanta FaZe at 2-0. That is where we will be sitting this one. We're going to see them on offense here, potentially for the last time. If they win this round, it is over. But here we go, finally back into control on Raid. It's going to be aBeZy on the contest. Arcitys and Simp find their kills. And that's going to be an A zone starting to get captured.
Ooh, nice beatdown from Cammy. Shot punch a little bit too quick for aBeZy to be able to react. And well, Simp's still on point. He knows he's trapped. Good reaction time and snap on the gunfight. Give him a second, because why not? We know he wins those. And well, for Toronto, you can see they're already thinking about potentially that B push coming through. FaZe is actually spread across the map. They're going to be showing Toronto quite a few different looks.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Fast cap on A. Not quite done just yet. Mad amount of kills. Like, oh my god. Toronto has 3 kills, and they're all Cammy. It's all Cammy. Oh my god, they're still going. Simp, 4 in a row. Cleanex got a kill eventually, but this spree from Atlanta FaZe right now. 3 for Cellium, 3 for aBeZy. aBeZy now on 4. The spree still going. B starting to be captured, and kitchen control is aBeZy. He's head chef. He's head chef. He almost goes that one as well. My god, Cleanex finally gets involved. Bants gets slid on, destroyed. I think there was a moment of collapse there, truly, where it was over. Simp finds 3 more. This is a bloodbath. The second ticket B is finished. This could be it. Anyone there from Toronto Ultra to get in position? It is a massacre chance. It's a murder. I haven't even let you say anything in this round, and it's done. There you go, friends. Atlanta FaZe. They get it done there in the 3rd round, technically. It took a while to get there, but my god, what a performance from Atlanta FaZe. Absolute destruction. Map to map, Garrison hardpoint, Moscow search and destroy, raid control, you name it. Decimated. Toronto Ultra there. What a show.
Oh, hot 3-0. Exit camera left for FaZe as quick as you can get. Smiles all around, and effectively all we have done is just delayed the inevitable. Toronto Ultra, well, their faces tell the story. It is just defeated, deflated, down, and there's one more word there. This is what you're better at, but not the best looks for them. But on the bright side, it was a quick 3-0, so the day's over.
It's more time to spend reviewing VOD, quite frankly. Marky B will be over there, the rest of the supporting staff for Toronto Ultra. Now it's just time to go back and go, okay, this, I know it sucks, but we've got to work on this. There's a lot to be learned from that series. It was an absolute stinger, but man, Atlanta FaZe, that was quite the showing. They take them down 3-0 and done. Complete. What a blast that was, really. But yeah, there you go, mate. Gonna have a look at the scuff play of the game. It's gonna be that last round, because that last round was ridiculous. I mean, that was one of the fastest rounds of control I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, your scuff play of the game, that one.
I mean, sure. I don't know. Everything about this just seems strange. Nobody winning gunfights. I mean, you called it out. Cammy had the only kills on the team. Destructive final round for FaZe to come through. Obviously, in their camp, there is nothing but positive things to say about these guys. Teamwork on point. Every game mode on point. Even like the little details, the shoulder peeks, the staying alive, making sure Simp is there for the trades. FaZe right now seems like they can just do basically nothing wrong. They got people just frozen in their boots. It is not easy to shoot back against these guys.
Not at all, mate. Whether they're on your points, whether they're on your bombs, whatever they want, mate. Atlanta FaZe seem to get it done time and time again. Well, we've had a bit of a delay, obviously, but we're going to blast through the rest of this one. When we come back after this quick commercial break, Lottie will be talking to Nameless. He's back on the show, ladies and gentlemen. We can't wait to hear what he's got to say about this one. I'm sure he's mind blown. We are as well. We'll see you guys right after the break for more CDL news.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
We're back and we're jumping straight into the US Army schedule to show you exactly what has gone down today. We've got 3-0s across the board in our first two matches. Ravens, they take down LAG in an incredible fashion. 3-0, it's the first match of the season. They've got underway there with the dub. And then we have Atlanta sweeping Toronto Ultra, a home series team, right under the carpet. And to come, we've got LA Thieves versus New York Subliners for our Game Fuel marquee match. Nameless is back on the desk, people. That is right.
I'm here.
Here is our biggest surprise of the day. He's back. Don't fret. We've got him here. Nameless, so excited, so hype after that game. That was unbelievable. And to be honest, did we expect anything less from FaZe? No. But honestly, I wasn't expecting that type of fashion against Ultra either. I mean, what did you make of it overall?
You know, I thought that Ultra was going to come out swinging. I thought that they would have a competitive series. They looked better in Search and Destroy, but FaZe just dominated them. That looked like FaZe was playing an amateur team. That was a dominant performance from the hard point into the S&D and then in the control. I mean, I literally got up to use the bathroom before they started that last round of control. I come back and the round was already over. That's how bad they dominated them. I mean, watching this match, seeing the way Simp was challenging everything and winning all those gunfights, how fast aBeZy was playing, all around, I mean, this team is going to be extremely hard to beat for anybody in this league. There's no answer for them yet. Nobody has figured them out. I mean, they look like a force to be reckoned with.
They really do. I mean, even in this Search and Destroy here, Simp, Cell, going double digits in the slays. Just unreal. They really did actually spin that S&D 360 as well. Nameless, what adjustments do you think you really noticed from their S&D game there to really take that one away after that 3-round from Ultra?
I mean, they started playing together a lot more. You saw how aBeZy was just pushing up right away and trying to get in that first engagement, and there was just multiple times that, I mean, Cellium, Simp, they caught some good timings, and it just ended up working out for them, man. They just win their gunfights, plain and simple. When the things go wrong for them on the map strategically, one of them bails them out with a huge gunfight win that just turns the game on its axis.
Absolutely. Now, talking about turning things on its axis, I'm going to turn us to the next game we're going to be seeing today. LA Thieves versus NYSL. And I've got to ask your pick'ems, Nameless. I need to know what you're thinking, bro. I have you for 2 minutes only. So, who are you taking for this next one?
Okay, so I went for broke here on the pick'ems. I picked New York, right? And that's just a shot in the dark to try to, get some additional points. But realistically, I think the Thieves will take this match. I was looking at the statistics from some of the New York games, and it's really Diamondcon who sort of, when he plays well, they win. In their last few matches, he has not been playing well. So I just put a little bit more faith on the side of LA Thieves, and the one player I'll be looking at on their team is going to be Temp to step up in this series.
For sure, feel where you're going with that one as well, and to be honest, I did actually pick NYSL myself. New York, for me, I think right now could be a little bit more dominant. You're so right about Diamond. I'm looking for him to step up in a big way, because when he's on, boy is he on. I think LA Thieves have been a little inconsistent for me right now, so I'm kind of a bit lackluster in faith there when it comes to them. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see who's going to be taking this one. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to head to a break right now, but when we come back, I have our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. I'm joined by aBeZy from Atlanta FaZe to see exactly what he thought about another 3-0. This is your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and I am joined by the star-studded aBeZy from Atlanta FaZe. aBeZy, I have to talk about what we just saw before our eyes, or maybe what some of us didn't see if we blinked, because that was the fastest round of control I've ever seen to close things out. What on earth happened, man? Tell me.
I mean, we just started off strong, and we knew that they were already on their back foot due to what we did to them in the very first 2 rounds of that game. And then even before I lagged out, like there was a really good chance we won that round. So we knew that we just had them on the back foot, and if we just came out, with the fire, we would, we would come out and win that last round, and we did. So.
That was crazy. I loved the reactions after as well. I don't think I've ever seen all of you smile so much in all of my life after a game. It certainly put a smile on my face, that's for sure. I mean, all round incredible yet again from you guys, and I just want to know about what you're working towards, because we know how good, how dominant you are, but as a team, do you set any short-term goals to really motivate you for the next level?
Honestly, we're just gonna take it one day at a time. You know, keep grinding, get better at the things that we're not good at right now, and just take it one day at a time and just get ready for this next major coming up.
I like it, one day at a time. Now, aBeZy, just between me and you, because no one else is watching this, right? But if you guys were to play yourselves, what would the scouting report be?
I mean, it would be hard. I mean, we're playing very good COD right now, and I mean, I don't know, just like coming out playing against us, it would be very hard because me and Chris are on point right now, and Alec and MC are just frying. You know, we came out and played very good COD today.
Hey, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I appreciate it. Just, you know, just some notes for when I go and play LP, that's all. I'll tell you what, aBeZy, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Congratulations once again. Most dominant team in the league. Go and enjoy some rest.
Thank you, Lottie. Appreciate it.
There we go, guys. aBeZy himself from Atlanta FaZe. You know, look, they're confident. They're a very confident team, and confidence is going to be key for our Game Fuel marquee match, where our two teams, we've got LA Thieves, New York Subliners, going head-to-head very shortly after this quick break.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time to crack a can, because it is now our Game Fuel marquee match. We've got the LA Thieves going up against the New York Subliners. And now at the back of the desk, we are ready, Chance, to get ourselves into this one. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fast. It's going to be quite dirty. And we hope everyone has a good time. But this should be a great match. Two teams that are relatively even skill. We've got a lot of growing to do either way in the league. But hey, man, it's going to be fun. Very excited to get into this one. Hopefully, a little bit more interesting than the previous series, but let's find out. Our featured player today will be Clayster. We will be going deep into the mind and the brain and the body and the soul of play and watch him play for a little bit. He will be our Game Fuel featured player. We'll see what he can bring to the table today. Again, he has been, Chance, one of our standouts in the assault rifle role in the league by far. Truly in contention for the GOAT status, I think, overall, but he's got to have a big year, I think, to really claim that title.
Absolutely, and even in this game, he has looked like almost nothing short of spectacular. He's been on point, but I will say I think Stage 2 is an interesting time for Clayster specifically, just because we're starting to see some differences between the start of the year and where we're at now, especially in that control. 7th overall KD through Stage 1, he was a menace, but recently, it seems like he's playing a little bit different. Study talked about this quite a bit, at least I don't know if he did on broadcast yet, if he was on the desk, but even from what we saw from him yesterday, ordinarily throughout Stage 1, he would have the most kills on his team, the most damage, the fewest deaths, which is exactly what you want your main AR to have on a game mode like Control. But Yesterday, he had the fewest kills, the most deaths, and the least damage, so he got put in the blender. And whether or not that's a bad map for him that he's going to bounce back from, or some sort of like change that he's had, that's what we're trying to look at for Clayster to see if he can turn things around.
If he can do it, and I think all the teams and all the players can get it done. Clay certainly can. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to now get into this matchup. Our first team here of the marquee match, you know them, you love them, the New York Subliners.
Don't let us down. Bring home a championship. Not 1, not 2, maybe 3 or 4.
Yo, Clayster, you don't bring home the championship, you out of here, boy.
Hey, if there's one thing about the city that I understand, it's that they don't tolerate losing.
He's in from behind again. Clayster with 2.
So I'm bringing championships. We're bringing them by the dozen.
Just make sure the snipes is hitting. Headshots only. Anything higher than the headshot is uncivilized.
What a Zuma is? Zookies, I'm zooming.
The stallion is frying. The stallion is cooking.
Not quite what I was thinking.
You guys gonna kill it out there.
Good luck this season.
Thank you guys so much. This season's for y'all.
Subliners, way to go. New York's behind you 100%.
We're bringing a championship to New York City.
NYSL, of course, we go way back to the start of the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War season, and it was not the roster they wanted, but the roster they have now, certainly one that can turn heads. We saw that fantastic run they made in the first major, and so far in Stage 2, things have been somewhat lackluster, but at the same time, there is tons of room to grow. Blaze vibing. The rest of the squad will shortly be following suit. Chance, how are you feeling about NYSL in this matchup?
I have a lot of faith in this team. I think some of the losses they have from this year, they're always tight. They don't really get blown out. Like, this is a team that has been 3-0'd, but they have also 3-0'd. They've gotten reverse swept, but they have completed reverse sweeps. They're never out of a series. They're always able to compete, but again, maybe somewhat of a tumultuous time just to make sure that they can like solidify their spot towards the top, which is where they are. And the Thieves is the perfect team to go against. It was actually against this team the first match they had in the opening week. Again, they got 3-0'd, but all 3 maps were incredibly tight. You know they're going to be looking for revenge.
Well, we've met the beasts from the east, but now it's time to go to the west coast, best coast. It's time to meet the LA Thieves.
Come with my gang, with my squad, what the fuck you want? So I got people just coming in, and I'm never strong. Sometimes I get so high, I never land. Ain't no need to overthink it, I already understand. They be plotting on my downfall and need another plan. But we welcome all that hating, I'm like, they can come again. Made a stack off the game and gave 100 to my man. I don't owe no money to him, I just did it cause I can,
Los Angeles Thieves going through a bit of a learning process right now. Again, we've seen some role changes on the squad, but Kenny, TJHaLy, Slasher, and Temp, definitely a squad to pay attention to here in the Call of Duty League. Chance, what did you make of their game against Toronto, and how are you seeing them go up against NYSL today, brother?
I think that game against Toronto is just an encapsulation of like they have not reached their full potential, but in a sense, maybe that's good news for the squad because like they're still sitting towards the top of the like league right now, still have quite a few good wins under their belt, and I don't think anyone thinks that they're playing at their best. Certainly the players on this team do not think they're playing at their best, so if they start to figure things out, that is when things start to get scary. As far as the maps and modes go for this series, I don't know if anything really is too crazy as a standout. A couple run it backs from the previous series. The Moscow Hardpoint on map 4, it was a 9-point game the last time they played. The raid control also went to around 5, so I'm just expecting a bloodbath. I think this match is just going to be an absolute war.
Should be. It has been touted for many as a great one. I think my pick'ems, I think I might have NYSL taking this one 3-2, but we'll see how this one goes, because realistically, either squad can take it. This should be an all-out war. Game 1, about to get underway. We will be diving feet first into Checkmate. Start this one off. See the records on screen. Will they mean too much by the end of this one? Of course, they will change. The chance for us now, we will be treated to some fine Call of Duty goodies. Let's get it.
Let's get it. And Asim, a phenomenal player to start off with. I think while this is an AR-heavy map, watching the SMG players and how they orchestrate themselves, at least off the opening break, pretty much win that first P1 hill with your subs. And keep in mind, long-term, New York is a team that at times they have pulled out 3 or 4 ARs on certain hills. And granted, a different meta, you know they're going to have something cooked up. And well, nade kills abound I think that is actually the exact start that the Guerrillas had earlier. An unfortunate team kill from a nade, but also the trades as well, so a bit of deja vu.
Well, so far off to a great start for the LA Thieves. They don't get the opening time, but they get the opening kills. With that 4, they're going to push forward. Slasher runs eagerly into Diamondcon there, who gets the drop. Nice 2-spree there for Diamondcon. Landing his shots either way, but I brought up both sides of the coasts here, but realistically, I think everyone's almost in Texas. I think that's where we're at, but Diamondcon, once again, a couple of nice big kills going his way, and our marquee match is off to a nice start. Back on with Slasher. Time and time again, you'll see these contests come through. Very, very similar setups for now. It's not easy to break these moments. A couple of nades either side of that plane do help get things going. Clay's going to land the last one there. Again, Clayster, our Game Fuel featured player. More eyes on him a little bit later on. Here he is, the man of the moment. Unlucky to lose the fight there against Temp on the outside of the wing. We are playing towards the next hard point now. We do have LA Thieves in control chance, but so far, quite evenly contested. Here comes New York on the break.
And you see the break right now. Clayster's teammates are working the way all around the flank, so he's just looking to buy his teammates time to get there to break the spawns. And, well, he might not win a gunfight, but you see he's going to spawn up right back in the action, and his teammates can put on the pressure down low. Doing the AR thing, looking for those cutoff kills. Well, he's responsible for mid-map. They get that clean wipe. The last one, P2. Clayster hunts him down. Now secures the power position up top again, just trying to keep those players at bay.
Honestly, that was a great string of kills there from Clay. Lovely bit of work. That's why he's our Game Fuel featured player, and we'll come back to him a bit later on. But lovely stuff either way. Asim back on point, dealing a bit of damage. We've hailed him as one of the captains of the plane here on Checkmate. I wonder if he can have the same sort of performances we expect of him all season long. Stage 1 was impressive. Stage 2, who knows? We'll get to that when we get to that. But back over towards the third hard point we go, underneath the plane. It is going to be LA Thieves once again on the rotation with the early time. A chance their rotation's been on point. But a good break here from NYSL and Diamondcon. What a two-piece that was.
Diamondcon's on point right now, 9-5 start for him, and that's despite the fact that he got first blood. It looks like NYSL rocking the 3 AR setup in this hill. You see Asim's making that switch, and for good reason. The control on point, the 5-spree for him, and domination on P3. Other teams might need to take notes, and you see effect.